Hey everyone, I want to welcome you to our council comments. This is where we talk with one of our awesome city council members, and today we are joined with our Ward 6 council member, Mr. Zach Zahariadis. How are you?
Yes, ma'am. Doing good. How are you?
I'm doing good. You know, you've got a teacher for a lovely wife and lots of kids in sports, so I'm assuming you're a little busy right now.
Just a little bit, and we keep saying we're going to take some time off and do this and do that, but we even took a break from one of our normal sports we play in the fall, and it just still feels like we're running 90-0 wide open.
Yeah.
And it's one of my favorite things to do to be a dad and get the kids to and from. And we love being at the ballparks. We love seeing all our friends play, but it's nonstop for sure. So we have to just accept it.
I think most of these parents out here are feeling you. I'm definitely feeling you as well. It's a little hectic at first, but we wouldn't change it for anything, right?
Yep.
Absolutely. Well, let's jump into all the things surrounding sports and parks and rec, and let's start with the rec center development. What's going on there?
Yep. So we're still in the process of ACS moving out and getting to their new facilities here soon. But stuff that needs to be done prior to that a lot of people will see that no one will know what's going on, but just to give people a heads up, we just approved a few contracts for the utility companies to start laying their foundation and groundwork for all their power and all their lines. So what you'll start seeing is on 119, right in the corner right there of Thompson Road and 119, you'll start seeing some trenching and some digging being done. That's AT&T's, Charters, all those big guys coming in there and digging up their initial trenches to lay their lines. So it's going to be all underground utility work, which could take a long time to get done, so we're hoping that they go ahead and get it started now, but that should happen here shortly, if not this month, maybe next. But just to give people a heads up, shouldn't impact the actual roadway itself of 119, but just to let everybody know that you're going to see a lot of work being done. So just be cautious driving and make sure everyone's just paying attention to what they're doing, not what everybody else is doing. I think it'll be fine.
That is a very good call. But that's exciting that it's just another step that we're seeing in the development of all that. And there's a lot going into it. We're excited. Now, right behind that, we've got Larry Simmons and Peanut Davenport Field. They look amazing.
Yeah, we are very happy. And as far as the Parks and Rec committee goes, we've met several times on it. And it's just been nice to see this just come to fruition and be as beautiful as it is. I know it's a waiting period in between the middle of the baseball season, not really having full utilization of some things, and still having temporary concession stands and all that. But now that football's rolling, it's really nice to see that a lot of these youth players and then their families can now see, hey, we have a real home to come to, and it's just nice having newer facilities for the kids to play. It's beautiful to see. And Alabaster City Unlimited logos are up, looking good. As we talked about earlier, there's a lot of people that are taking pictures and just really enjoying the new landscape and layout of it. And on that note, the next big step, as far as the infrastructure is done, the next big step people start seeing is a lot of landscape being put in between trees and shrubs and all that. So there'll still be some work trucks coming in and out of there, but it'll be more for the landscaping of the facility. So
perfect. I definitely saw some new trees this week versus last week.
Yeah, they're moving.
Lots more to come, right?
That's right.
Now, in addition to Larry Simmons, Peanut Davenport, we've got our lovely Patriots Park and Veterans Park that are teaming with pickleball players, right?
That's right.
A bit of a tongue twister. Now, I live near Veterans, and when I go outside at night to take the cat out or something, I'm hearing hitting. It's constant, right? So there is definitely a need for some more, and we're adding some more at Patriots, right?
We are. Believe it or not, the Patriots having being the guinea pig of the whole deal of putting in pickleball courts in Alabaster. It has exploded since they first got installed, and then from that day, there were people sending messages and emails and just recommending that if there's a way to get more courts, it'd be beneficial. Well, lo and behold, we got 3 more coming at Patriots Park. Right. So they're having to kind of re-engineer how they're going to lay them out to make sure they're regulation and all that good stuff that they require. But there is 3 more coming, hopefully start getting the ball rolling and getting ground moving this year to where next year they'll be open and ready to roll. So and who knows what's going to happen to veterans. I mean, if we keep pushing population growth south towards Ward 6 and if that keeps happening, then hey, they're going to probably need some more too. However long pickleball is going to last, we need to make sure we're ready for it. So
it's definitely got a following.
Yes, it does.
Sure.
Yes, it does.
All right. Well, speaking of veterans, the light at Veterans. Let's talk about that.
Yeah, and something for me is big because with all the coaching and all my good friends or coaches and all, they always ask me constantly what's going on with the light right there. It's such an important piece to have for Veterans Park because flag football numbers have grown for years. Soccer with Busa has been huge over there, so there's a lot of traffic flow in and out of Veterans. Yes, there's only one entrance and exit, which makes it very difficult, but there is a traffic light. You can kind of see the land being cleared at the very least and get the foundation set. Now we're just waiting on the actual pole to come in. There's going to be the decorative poles to kind of match the flow of 119 and what we're trying to do with all the newer, more decorative black looking poles and the overhang. So the issue is, though, we're on somebody else's time frame waiting for it to come in. So but there'll still be stuff moving over there. It'll just be great once the pole's actually set over, then we get that light installed, which at this point I would assume it'd be next year at best, early next year. So ready to go there, but waiting on someone else. Waiting on someone, that's always good to know. It's just a partnership. It's what you got to do, and you can only get products from certain sources, and you're kind of handcuffed to do whatever they need. But it's been ordered, and now we're just waiting. So, well, thank you for the information on that. For sure, it gives us a little light at the end of the tunnel. Sure, absolutely, yeah. Now, last month, Jamie Cole talked to us about the new amphitheater and so many awesome things happening over there behind City Hall, the Senior Center. Give us even more of an update on that. Yep. So right now the plan is they're going to have their final walkthrough on the facility. We'll say early December, hopefully the first week, but early December. If that happens, everything's cleared, everything's to spec, everything's what they wanted. Hoping to have is as much of a Christmas program type event as we can this year, which would be awesome. Now, with all that being said, because there's so much work going on, I do want to mention that the Fall Festival and Jubilee, they're actually going to be held on October 26th. Now, typically they'd be on the municipal green, but we're having to move it to Larry Simmons this year, which is not a bad thing. No, I think that'll be great. I think it'll look great to have, again, just have a good push for the new area over there. But just to make sure everyone understands, I know a lot of people attend that year to year. Yes. It's not going to be, we're not going to have it quite ready enough to host it over there this year. But with the amphitheater being ready, we're hoping that if everything checks out and everything's done and Jamie gives his approval, it'd be ready. I know he's ready. We talk about it every week. We're texting. He is very excited, and all his effort and the Arts Council's effort to do that. It's been awesome to see. And also the senior center is getting their expansion as well. So it'd be great for the seniors to have that additional space to not only just enjoy the view of the amphitheater itself, but just have a newer facility for them as well over there. So, and that's all hopefully December 1st or first week of December, somewhere around there. So one thing I think is so cool about our city council is you all have your different strengths in different areas that are so beneficial to our city, and you all just work so well together, and it's very refreshing to see. We stay in communication as much as we can too, and everyone kind of we do a really good job of seeking each other's feedback and approval, not necessarily approval, but input on something. And we all have, I may not have as much of an arts background or much of an influence in that or as much of an interest in it, really, of who I am. But then again, that doesn't mean that I can't be like, Jamie, that's a great idea, man. I'm glad we're doing this, because he's able to see things from a different perspective. And we all do have our kind of niches that we fall into, but it is really it's a team effort 100% of the time, and it's been not to get off tangent, but it's been such a joy to be around a group like that, because I doubt there's a lot of folks that stick as close together as we do and communicate as well as we do. So I would agree. Awesome. I think we are very blessed as a city with our council. So just a little thing to throw out there I thought was interesting. Okay. Now, something that we have seen, we released on social media, Big Whiskey. We're finally starting to see that, right? And for anybody that doesn't know, the big holdup there, it may have been a premature exposure of saying they're going to open hopefully this summer and all that. I know there's a few people that were upset or hopeful that would have happened. There was a hold up on their permits. They got it all settled. Pulled them all a couple weeks ago. That's why we're seeing a lot more work being done at that facility, at the old Charlie's building over there in the promenade. So goal is the way they're moving, if they don't have any weather delays and nothing like that, they should have it open and functional for the first quarter of next year. So I would like to say we're going to hope to see it around the holidays or so, but just to be realistic, I'd say it's going to be the first of the year before you start seeing them actually start advertising when their opening days are and all that. But it's going to be great to have a new, fun atmosphere type restaurant to go to the promenade to kind of give it give people somewhere else to go to. I think that'll be good. It'll be great. So we're excited for it. Now, with District 31, we've seen clearing still ongoing. Yes, still ongoing. And I know the Cannon gas station, which was like just the main focal point of the whole demolition because they were clearing the land behind it. But they finally got that out of the way, waiting to get the sign taken down as well. But all the main approvals, every permit you needed has now been given. So they're going to keep, start going through the process of leveling the land, which is going to be, it's going to take some time. But that is the best update will be once that starts getting cleared and leveled, you'll start seeing a lot more structures. The foundation start being built for the shops, which is going to be the front face of the district. But it is nice to see that. I mean, I don't know if anybody's driven by there, but if you look at what it was last year compared to how clear it is behind there, I didn't know the land actually was that rough back there. I don't know, so many hills back there, and I had no idea myself. So it's really nice to see, though. It's almost like a blank slate. You can kind of see what it may be, but it's moving. I mean, they got everything they needed to move forward and start just leveling stuff and keeping it. Once they start grading stuff down, it'd be great to see some footings and some foundations going. That'll be the real ticket where people will be like, okay, it's happening.
Yeah, right.
And but they're doing all the base work to get to that point. So
okay. Well, awesome. Zach, you have given us so much information. I appreciate it. So many exciting things happening in the city. We appreciate all that the council does for us.
That's right.
And guys, we want to thank you for joining us every month on Council Comments, brought to you by the City of Alabaster.